After Krogstad's blackmails her, however, she reconsiders her conception of freedom and questions whether she is happy in Torvald's house, subjected to his orders and edicts. By the end of the play, Noura seeks a new kind of freedom. She wishes to be relieved of her familial obligations in order to pursue her own ambitious beliefs and identity. Now, the letters that we have, many of the plots, twists, and turns depend upon the writing and reading of letters. So we have some letters here in the play which function within the play as the subtext that reveals the true unpleasant nature of situations obscured by Torvald and Noura's efforts and beautification. Now, Krogstad writes two letters. So, Krogstad writes two letters. You may have a question in the exam asking about the number of the letters which Krogstad wrote. So you may have, I may ask you, Krogstad wrote 2 letters, 3 letters, 4 letters, 5 letters, right? So you need to know that Krogstad wrote 2 letters in the play. The first letter reveals Noura's crime of forgery. So he reveals her crime of forgery to Torvald. And the second one reacts his blackmail threat and returns Noura's promissory note. The first letter, which Krogstad places in Torvald letter books near the end of Act 2, represents the truth about Noura's past and initiates the inevitable dissolution of her marriage. As Noura says immediately after Krogstad leaves it, "We are lost." Noura's attempt to stall Torvald from reading the letter represent her contributed denial of the true nature of her marriage. Now, the second letter releases Noura from her obligation to Krogstad and represents her release from her obligation to Torvald. Upon reading it, Noura attempts to return to his and Noura's previous denial of reality, but Noura recognizes that the letters have done more than expose her actions to Torvald. They have exposed the truth about Torvald's selfishness. And this is very important because Noura discovered that that first letter, of course, reveals the character of her husband, reveals to what extent her character is egocentric, to what extent that he is only thinking and caring about himself, to what extent that he is selfish. He is not the same person that she has been living with him all these 8 years or 9 years and having 3 children out of these years, right? So actually Noura was, as I said in the previous lecture, she was shocked, and that letter revealed his character. And the second letter, as we know, the second letter he got reveals also to what extent that he is like an actor. He is acting. She discovered that he was acting all the time, not behaving truly and not behaving honestly. He was a professional actor, someone who is acting on her, deceiving her and making her deceived by all his actions, his performance as a loving husband, while he is not. Because if he is really a loving husband, he would not attack her, he would not accuse her of being a criminal, being hypocrite, being liar, accusing her of destroying his future. So all these things, of course, were revealed by the two letters sent from Krogstad to Noura. So the letters are important in the play because these letters could help us to know the real character of her husband. Without these letters, of course, we would not be able to discover the real character of Helmer. So now, upon reading it, Torvald attempts to return to his and Noura's previous denial of reality, but Noura recognizes that the letters have done more than expose her actions to Torvald. They have exposed the truth about Torvald's selfishness, and she can no longer participate in the illusion of a happy husband. Okay, now we have a model question, as you know, at the end of each lecture. Noura initially seems a silly, childish woman, but as the play progresses, we see that she is, and the correct answer, she is intelligent and motivated. As the play progresses, we see that she is progressive and motivated, and this is very important. Okay, with this we come to the end of this lecture, lecture number 8, and throughout this lecture we covered the themes, and we said that we have some important themes like the unreliability of appearance, like the sacrificial role of women in that play, and we moved to know something about the use of letters in the play and to what extent these letters could help us to discover the reality about him, about the character of Helmer. Okay, with this we come to the end of this lecture. I'd like to thank you all for being with me, and inshallah seeing you soon in lecture number 9. Thank you very much to all of you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.